Well, here we are. It's been a while, but what a long, strange trip it's been. So here we go. We are at the final round, this World Series, if you will, in the KCCL League. So, in honor of Cousin Ken Castro and John DFW, first in the ballpark. So, just a few words. We get a few more people. I didn't realize Sports Time Machine was broadcasting, or I would have waited. I went ahead and set this up and saw that he was also streaming. So you got a choice: really old baseball or really modern baseball. Not sure what he's doing right now, but anyhow, welcome in, John. Good to see you. It's rare that we get to see you. So this is a best of seven, and it comes down to the 1907 Cubs and the 1894 Orioles. And as the poster says here, it is for the championship, the greatest athletic competition, all the hyperbole. I tried to keep it as minimum as I created this little mock-up, this little poster, anything. But, adds a little bit of flavor. Doing well, thank you. Doing pretty well, John, and I hope the same for you, my friend. It's been a while. It's been a while, so just a few channel updates. So we'll be going through this. Once this is completed, this best of seven, be returning to and also mixing in the 1934 season replay, featuring the Gas House Gang, but also visiting the Giants, the Tigers, the Red Sox off to a 4-0 start in that. So we'll visit some few teams around the league, some 1930s baseball. Working on ballparks for the 19th century teams for an out of the park project of a league of 19th century teams and a league of dead ball teams. So that's coming up. We'll be returning to the state league, if you will, in action PC baseball, and hopefully a little later down the line, we're going to bring back MLB The Show on the channel, and just do all kinds of crazy stuff, and then a few non-baseball games in the pipeline coming as well. So stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. And with that, we're going to get underway here. This has been just a battle. Great teams from the dead ball era in the 19th century that Cousin Ken Castro and I selected. Oh my God, I think this was back in February, and then January, February, Cousin Ken had to recuperate from some surgery, and so this was put on hold. But now we are at the end, fought through. These Orioles and these Cubs beat some great teams. So looking forward to see how this plays out. Both of these teams are loaded with just fantastic players, Hall of Famers and otherwise. So it should be a good matchup. None of the predictions came true. Most folks thought the 1912 Red Sox were going to take it all in this. But they were defeated, I believe. We'll check on our leaderboard, but I think it was the Grays that defeated them. Other strong teams, the 1907 Tigers, 1909 Pirates. A lot of great teams knocked out of here. So we are down to these two, the best of the best, throughout this. And so I hope you guys enjoyed. And anybody catching it on the flip side, good for you. Let's go ahead and get rid of my little poster here that I've done. Yeah, come on now, little poster, go away. There we go. All right. And let's go to our playoff bracket. All right, so to review, so let's look at just the journeys of these teams. The Baltimore Orioles in round one, it was a best of three, defeated the 1907 Detroit Tigers 2-1. A lot of us thought that Baltimore going into this with really not very good pitching would have gotten knocked out, but no trouble against the Tigers. In round two, it was really World War I between the 1894 Baltimore Orioles and the 1885 Chicago White Stockings. The Orioles did win that series 3-2, but the White Stockings were tough in each game. The first 4 games were absolutely just insane. Then, moving on, the Baltimore Orioles of 1894 faced the 1884 Providence Grays and won that series 4-2. An excellent series. Providence, the one of 2 non-modern baseball teams. So this one, them and the 1885 Chicago White Stockings, representing pre-1893 baseball. So we wouldn't consider them modern baseball, but played very, very well. For the Chicago Cubs of 1907, they had a bye in round one. So in round two, in the best of five, they swept the 1919 Cincinnati Reds 3-0. Then they went on to face the 1908 Cleveland Naps and were up 3-0 on the Naps. And the Naps came back and won two in a row. And then finally, Chicago beat them 4-2. And that brings us to tonight. So it's going to be the Cubs and the Baltimore Orioles. There's World's Worst Gamer and Big Clue. Welcome in, guys. Good to see you. Good to see you. And we are ready to get underway here. And again, switch back and forth. Sports Time Machine is, let me see, because I know he's doing something modern. Nothing wrong with that at all. He is doing April 24th, 1978, Monday Night Baseball. Yankees versus Orioles. How about that? And he's doing that on Strat. I don't know if he's doing it on Strat PC or Cards and Dice. How he's doing that, I think Strat PC. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Switch back and forth. I have no problem with it at all. All right, let's do this. All right, so for Baltimore, I'm just using League Park in Cleveland. I think it'll be fine. We've been using League Park in Cleveland for them all the way through. So let us continue. All right, letting the computer set lineups, and we are ready to go. It's going to be Sadie McMahon versus Carl Lundgren. Let's get to the ballpark. Game one, best of 7. Let's look at the starting defense for the 1894 Baltimore Orioles. In left field, Joe Kelly. And again, you're going to recognize names from both of these teams. A lot of Hall of Famers and a lot of very good players. In center, Steve Brody. In right, Wee Willie Keeler. At first base, Big Dan Bruthers. At second, Heine Reitz. At shortstop, Huey Jennings. At third, John McGraw. Catching, Wilbert Robinson. And taking the mound and pitching, Sadie McMahon for these 1894 Orioles. A 5.86 earned run average in this KCCL tournament. 2 wins, 2 losses, 35 1/3 innings worked. Walked 17, pardon me, and struck out 9. Throughout the tournament, opponents hit .297 against him. So again, pitching would seem to be the Achilles heel for these 1894 Orioles, but took care of some very, very tough teams. Leading it off here for the 1907 Chicago Cubs player-manager Frank Chance. Chance hitting .250 with 4 runs batted in the tournament. We'll have a quick look at the weather here. It's clear, 55 degrees. The winds are just a mere zephyr at 2 miles per hour out to left center field. Hopefully everybody is okay in the heat. It's covering most of Canada, the southern part of Canada, and pretty much all the contiguous United States. So do be safe. Scientists are saying this is the hottest month in 120,000 years. It's dangerous, dangerous. The sky here was blood red tonight. It's going to be nasty tomorrow. So be safe, guys. Please be safe. All right, Chance in the box. Sadie McMahon will be dealing here. And here's the first pitch. Chance sends this to right field. Back on it to Steve Brody in right center and slamming up against the wall, making the running catch. So 1 up, 1 down. We are underway. Here's left fielder Jimmy Sheckard. He has not had a very good tournament, hitting just .194, a home run, 5 runs batted in for the Cubby left fielder. And I'll be referring to the Cubs as the West Siders, as they were still in the west side of Chicago in 1907. Sadie McMahon into his wind, and a full count on Sheckard. Sheckard bounces this one to third. Little Napoleon up with it, fires on to Big Dan Bruthers, but it's a bad throw by McGraw, and that will be an E5, and Jimmy Sheckard races to second while Bruthers run towards the stands, gets the ball. So Sheckard in scoring position for the Cubs, 1 down. And that will bring up Wildfire Schulte. Schulte at a torrid 414 clip throughout this tournament, 6 runs batted in. Sadie McMahon, Chuck Sheckard at second. Jimmy Sheckard with 31 steals in 1907. McMahon brings it home now. Schulte swings in the first pitch. This one popped in the infield. Jennings out in the shallow outfield grass. Kelly ranging in from left. Jennings calls him off and makes the catch. Out number 2. Johnny Kling, now the Cubs catcher. Kling hitting .353, 7 runs batted in for him. Stands in the right-hand side of the box. Robinson sets. McMahon delivers the 2-0 delivery to Johnny Kling. Fastball, grounder to second, diving strike by Heine Reitz, and on to Dan Bruthers to retire Kling on the 4-3 putout. So that does it. No runs, no hits, 1 error after 1/2 inning. It's the Cubs nothing, and Ned Hanlon's Baltimore Orioles coming to bat. Looking at the starting defense here for the Chicago Cubs. In left field, Jimmy Sheckard. In center, Jimmy Schlegel. In right, Frank Wildfire Schulte. At first base, Frank Chance. At second, Johnny Evers. At short tonight, Sully Hoffman. At third, Harry Steinfeld. Catching, Johnny Kling. And taking the mound and pitching, Carl Lundgren. A 3.12 earned run average in this tournament for Lundgren. 2 wins, 1 loss. Walked 8 and struck out 9. Opponents hitting .211 against Lundgren. Leading off here, Joe Kelly, the left fielder, Hall of Famer, hitting .333 in the tournament with 11 runs batted in. I think one of the keys for the Cubs is going to have to keep these top 4 hitters. I mean, these are dangerous. Kelly, McGraw, Bruthers, and Keeler. Off the base paths, power and speed. Lundgren deals the 1-0 delivery now. Change up, this one line to right, and a big cheer that falls to nothing. So 1 up, 1 down as that one's lined to right to Schulte. And it brings up John McGraw. McGraw having a rather disappointing tournament, hitting just .226 with 8 runs batted in. McGraw, a .340 hitter in 1894 with 92 runs batted in, including a home run and 78 steals. So Baltimore, Ned Hanlon looking for McGraw's bat to get hot in this World Series, if you will. Lundgren deals. McGraw come back to the mound. Lundgren on to Frank Chance. And McGraw is easily retired for the second out. Big Dan Bruthers, the slugger on this team, hitting at a .352 clip, 2 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Welcome into Legends. So Legends wasn't sure when you were coming on there. His cousin Ken Castro, Samuel Smith, there you go. Did I get those seasons as a package or separately? These are I bought these all separately. I've bought everything for this game, Samuel. So this is, yeah, every team that was in this tournament. This isn't the from the baseball history collection. I wanted to use actual seasons for this thing. So, welcome in. Hopefully Legends will get in his game tonight. Did one earlier today, which I hope to catch. So welcome in, gentlemen. Relax and enjoy this Game 1 of this World Series. Even made a poster for it. All right. Bruthers stands on the left-hand side. Carl Lundgren winds and deals. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And this one shot back to the mound. Lundgren quickly fielding it and fires on to Frank Chance for the final out. No runs, hits, or errors. We've played 1 here. We go to the top of the second, and we are scoreless. The only number up there is an error by Baltimore. Jimmy Schlegel will lead it off here for the Chicago Cubs. He'll be followed by Sully Hoffman and Harry Steinfeld. Jimmy hitting just .103 with 1 run batted in. Sadie McMahon into his wind in the 1-0 delivery. Fastball, this one chopped up the middle. Heine Reitz ranging to his right. The off-balance throw onto Dan Bruthers for the 4-3 putout. 1 up, 1 down for the Cubbies. Sully Hoffman in it short tonight instead of Joe Tinker, hitting .158. McMahon winds and deals the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, base hit, right field. Keeler up with it. Hoffman feinted for second, but Keeler, a strong arm and playing that pretty shallow. So the first base hit in this game, and that is in the personage of Solly Hoffman with 29 stolen bases in 1907 for the world champion Chicago Cubs, who met the Detroit Tigers in that series. Harry Steinfeld now hitting 250, 4 runs batted in this tournament. McMahon has a check of Hoffman at first. And here's the delivery. There goes Hoffman. Hit and run play was on. Grounded to Jennings. Jennings' only play will be to first to retire Steinfeld. And moving to second on the play is Solly Hoffman. So the Cubbies now with a runner in scoring position and 2 away for Johnny Evers. Evers hitting 241 with 2 runs batted in. Cubs want to post one early here. McMahon deals the 0-2 pitch. Evers swings, base hit right field. Keeler up with a rounding third is Solly Hoffman, and Keeler will throw in to Reitz to keep Evers at first. And Johnny Evers picking up the RBI single, and the 1907 Cubs now lead 1-0. Bernard Strom is in here. Bernard did some nice 1912 Boston Red Sox, so dead balls catching on, and love it, love it, love it. Ken Castro says he's up for some baseball tonight, and tonight he says yes. If this Mets game doesn't go too long, he'll get in around 11:30 Eastern. All right. All right. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. Cousin Ken, as usual, if you feel like it and you want to bring your expertise to bear on these Baltimore Orioles or the Cubs, do feel free. Just let me know. All right, here is pitcher Carl Lundgren hitting 182. Lundgren 2 for 11. He does have a run scored. Johnny Evers with wheels at first, 46 steals. Both very, very, very fast teams. Lots of speed up and down the lineup here between Baltimore and Chicago. So expect a lot of stolen bases and a lot of risky plays. Sadie McMahon throws over. Evers dives back and ahead of Dan Bruther's tag. McMahon with a check of Evers at first. Peers in, has the sign. Throws over again. Trying to keep Evers close. He's got an aggressive lead there at first, cranks and cranklets. McMahon ready to deal. And Evers started to go. The pitch out, though, and Evers quickly scampers back. So this Baltimore battery of Sadie McMahon and Wilbert Robinson doing everything they can to keep Johnny the Crab Evers honest there at first. All right, McMahon ready to go now. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Lundgren swings, and this one chopped to second. Reitz to Jennings, but there will be no relay throw, as that was the third out of the inning. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and after 1.5 innings, it's the 1907 Cubs 1 and the 1894 Baltimore Orioles nothing. Nothing. Yes, High Heat was a great game. Man, played the crap out of High Heat. I love that game. And you could manage in that game, too, which a lot of people didn't play it as a managing game, but I did. And I remember somebody did a great all-time, there was like an all-time greats kind of league for it. And, oh, man, just played the crap out of it. That one, kind of like the father of MLB The Show, and the granddaddy of MLB The Show, of course, is Old Time Baseball. And Tony La Russa, you know, that whole series. So, might do an Old Time Baseball game some night and have Mel Allen call, and I'll do color. I don't know. Anyhow, here's Wee Willie Keeler to lead it off here for Baltimore. So, it's going to be Keeler, Brody, and Jennings. Wee Willie hitting .333 with 8 runs batted in. Keeler hit .371 in 1894. Carl Lundgren winds and fires. Full count on Keeler. And this one chopped up the third base line and set and throwing across the diamond is Harry Steinfeld onto Frank Chance for the 5-3 putout. So 1 away now for Steve Brody. Brody is hitting .322 with a home run and 12 runs batted in. Brody also has 3 doubles, a triple. He's scored 9 times and stolen 7 bases. So Brody has been a demon for these Orioles. Lundgren winds and deals. Brody swinging on the first pitch, fly ball center field. Jimmy Schlegel back on it and makes the catch, a tumbling catch. And center field, great play, flashing the leather out there for the West Siders. Jimmy Slagle, a little doff of the cap from Carl Lundgren to Jimmy Slagle. And now it's up to Huey E.I. Jennings. Jennings hitting 327, 4 runs batted in. So on pace with his 1894 season when he hit 335. Lundgren winds and deals, full count to Jennings, and ball 4 missing low and inside. So Jennings taking all the way on that full count, and he is aboard. 37 steals for Huey in 1894. Wilbert Robinson having an excellent tournament, hitting 340, a home run, 11 runs batted in. Lundgren checks Jennings at first, throws over Jennings, back safely. An external player editor that let you do much with high heat. I'd love to find that game again because I bought a PC for creating seasons in baseball for Windows, but it would also run high heat baseball. I've got to find it again. I'm sure it's out there on eBay. I missed that game, but the thing is finding rosters that people made for it and other stuff like that, probably a real challenge. But high heat baseball is absolutely just such a great game. Loved it, loved it, loved it. All right, here's Wilbert Robinson now batting with 2 down and 1 on. 1-0 your score. Lundgren deals the 1-0 pitch. Robinson smacks this one to third, but Steinfeld, with plenty of time, will fire on to Frank Chance, and that does it for Baltimore. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Chicago leading 1-0. We're back at the top of the order now for the West Siders. Frank Chance, Jimmy Sheckard, and Wildfire Schulte. Chance gave it a ride to very deep right center, but it was a great, great catch by Steve Brody, ranging all the way from center into right field, playing behind Keeler, and slamming up against the wall and making the catch. So we've seen a couple great plays in this game thus far. Early going still. Chance, 0-for-1 then. McMahon deals to him the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, this one, a bounding ball to first, and Bruthers will trot to the bag and touch it gingerly himself. For out number 1. Of course, as big as Dan Bruthers was, hard to imagine him touching anything gingerly, but a great ball player indeed. All right, Jimmy Sheckard now. He was safe on a throwing error back in the first. McMahon deals the 0-1 delivery. Sheckard swings, fly ball center field. Brody ranging back and makes the catch. Again, this is a very, if you can get an image of the LA Coliseum, this is sort of just the opposite way. So that's kind of the dimensions of this park. It went from 200 and some feet down the right field line to the deepest part. You're talking around 440. And a pretty long left field porch, but you see that high fence there. So, of course, the LA Coliseum was the opposite. So, basically, that was the dimensions of this field. And I did show it one night. I mean, a sort of look down view of it as it's in Diamond Mine Baseball. So, all right, McMahon deals to Schulte. Here's 2 down. The 1-0 delivery, fastball, base hit, line to right. Wee Willie Keeler up with it. So that's the 3rd hit for the Chicago Cubs in this game with 2 down. Johnny Kling now grounded to second. Schulte leads off first. Wildfire, 7 steals, so one of the slower Cubs in 1907. McMahon nonetheless checks the runner. The 3-1 pitch. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So ball 4, and Sadie McMahon issues the walk. 2-1 now for the Cubbies, and it brings up Jimmy Slagle, who's 0-for-1, grounded to second, back in the second. Robinson sets the target for Sadie McMahon, and from the set, the 3-2 pitch to Slagle, spitball, and the spitball misses. So now the bases are loaded with Chicago Cubs, and that brings up Solly Hoffman. Hoffman, there you go, single to right back in the second. 2 down. McMahon out of the stretch in the 1-2 pitch to Hoffman. Fastball, this one shot back to the mound. Nice play by Sadie McMahon to underhand toss onto Dan Bruthers. The Cubs leave him loaded. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Chicago 1, Baltimore 0. Bernard says he has a copy of High Heat for the PlayStation 2 or the original Xbox somewhere. He has those machines. They still work. Aaron Reed joining us here at the ballpark. Aaron says he knows there's a high heat baseball for. Yeah, I really didn't become a console gamer until really recently. I've been a computer gamer all my life, and uh, basically it's Legend's fault that I bought a PS5. But kind of glad I did now, as I have a few other things besides like 5 editions of MLB The Show. But then also have Diablo 4 on there and Baldur's Gate 3. I'll pick that up in September. No Man's Sky, which I also have on PC. So, but yeah, thanks, Legends. I think. All right, it's going to be Heine Reeds, Sadie McMahon, and Joe Kelly due up for these Orioles. Reeds hitting .320 in the tournament. 14 runs batted in for him. Lundgren has 1 walk, has yet to strike out a batter. Carl winds and deals. 1-1 pitch to Heine Reeds. Hard hit to right field. And this is going to go to the wall for extra bases. Reeds is at second. He's going to go for 3. Schulte's throw hits cutoff on Evers. Here's the throw to third. Steinfeld with the tag. Not in time. It's a leadoff triple for Heine Reeds. And that brings up Sadie McMahon. So Steinfeld and Chance looking for McMahon to bunt. McMahon hitting .188 with 3 runs batted in the tournament. So the look and bunt, Lundgren out of the stretch, the 1-0 delivery, fastball, base hit, center field, and McMahon is tearing around, slides into second. Schlegel with a quick throw, but Evers with the tag not in time. And the Baltimore Orioles tied up here in the bottom of the first thanks to the Sadie McMahon RBI double. It's 1-1. They were looking for him to bunt, and he got one and put a good charge into it. All right, back at the top of the order now for Baltimore and Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly lined to right back in the first. Nobody out in a runner in scoring position. The go-ahead run. And Lundgren, when I was channeling Todd Rundgren, I keep saying Rundgren. Lundgren checks McMahon at second. Peers in, has the sign from Johnny Kling. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Kelly swings, grounded to first. Frank Chance will take that chance. Unassisted, so 1 out, and moving to third on the play is Sadie McMahon. John McGraw, nothing for 1. Foxy Ned Hanlon wanting to get McGraw going here. Lundgren out of the stretch, and the 1-2. McGraw sends this to short. Hoffman will go to first, and bad throw by Sully Hoffman, E6. McGraw's aboard thanks to the error, and coming in to score is Sadie McMahon, and the 1894 Baltimore Orioles now lead the 1907 Chicago Cubs here in Game 1, 2-1. Clinton Parks is putting up he wants to steal with John McGraw. Okay, so Clinton Parks will be the one calling for the 1894 Orioles. All right. Steal it is. Didn't see you sneak it in there, Clinton. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So Sony told you that your commission check is in the mail. Nice. Are they also going to sell you that bridge in Brooklyn, my friend? All right. So McGraw, serious wheel, 78 steals in 1894. So Bruthers at the bat now. Big Dan, nothing for 1. Grounded back to the pitcher his last time up. All right. Lundgren brings it. There goes McGraw. Kling's throw down. This one gets to the outfield. McGraw will make third base. So Johnny Kling with a throwing error. That's the second one by the second error by the Chicago Cubs. And now, potential third one just 90 feet away for these Baltimore Orioles. Bruthers back in the box. Lundgren working out of the stretch. The 0-1. Bruther swings. Chopper to short, they're going to throw home, and they got McGraw. They tagged McGraw coming home. Nice play by Johnny Kling. I know it's not as sexy as out-of-the-park baseball or MLB The Show, but let's look at this nice play. Johnny Kling running up the line and tags McGraw about 30 feet from home. Dan Bruthers will make it to first. Great job there on both ends of the infield here. Hoffman and Kling to prevent that run from scoring. So now 2 down for Wee Willie Keeler. That was definitely a great play, Bernard. Absolutely. Wee Willie grounded to third back in the second. Bruthers into his lead at first, and even though Bruthers was a slugger, he also had 38 steals in 1894. Lundgren with a check of the runner, and the 1-1 pitch to Keeler. Fastball. This one chopped to short and ranging to his left, and Sully Hoffman will run to the bag to retire Bruthers in the side. However, Baltimore comes up with 2 runs and 2 hits. There were 2 errors, 3 in the books here, and it's the Baltimore Orioles 2 and the Chicago Cubs 1 in Game 1 of this World Series in the KCCL League. All right, Harry Steinfeld now leads it off. The hot corner man grounded to short back in the second. Robinson sets the target. McMahon winds and deals the 2-1 fastball, base hit, right field, and that is base hit number 4 for the Chicago Cubs. Steinfeld aboard, 19 steals for him. And here is Johnny the Crab Evers. RBI single scoring Sully Hoffman, making it Chicago 1, Baltimore nothing. That was back in the second. Steinfeld leads off first, and a good lead it is. McMahon with the check of the runner. He comes home, though. The 1-2. Evers chops this to Reitz. Reitz will go to Jennings, but Steinfeld, good slide. By the time Jennings leaps over him, Johnny Evers is already aboard. So fielder's choice, 1 down for Carl Lundgren. So Lundgren grounded to second last time and forcing Evers. Here's the delivery from Sadie McMahon. There goes Johnny Evers. The throw down by Robinson. The tag by Heine Reitz. And he is out. Very, very close call out there. Evers wanting that call. Again, we have 2 umpires today. And today it's umpire Bill Clem working out there on the bases. Bill Clem just walks away. The magisterial Bill Clem. And umpiring behind the plate, Tim Hurst. So Tim Hurst and Bill Clem, our umpiring crew, and some of you may be raising your eyebrows. It was very, very common in those days to have 1 umpire for, if you had a 3-game set, usually there was 1 umpire for 2 of the games, and then usually for the 3rd game there would be 2. But for meaningful games like this, they would always have 2, and even sometimes 3 umpires. Pretty amazing. All right, now, Lundgren back in, batting with 2 down. McMahon deals. Lundgren swings. Bounder to third. John McGraw sets and fires across to Dan Bruthers. That will retire Carl Lundgren and the Chicago Cubs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. And let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Game moving along very, very nicely here. And it's Baltimore 2, Chicago 1. Bernard says, Beatles, you recommended the 1912 season for your replay. You want to start one in out-of-the-park baseball. What year do you think should I start? And a year is okay as long as Babe Ruth hasn't been traded to the Yankees yet. I would say 1915 Red Sox, since you're a Red Sox guy. I would say 1915 or 1918. Why not? Of course, that 1918 series was awesome because the Cubs hadn't won since 1908, and as you know, that's the last one the Red Sox would win until the 21st century. So I would say 1915, 16, or 18. Cousin Ken says 1918. Now, the thing about 1918, just remember, Bernard, that season, or no, the 1918 season ended in September because of the First World War. So you might want to keep that in mind. It's a little shorter season. I think they played 120 games. Somebody could look that up. But the World Series was in September that year. By that time, the United States already involved in the First World War. Thanks to President Wilson's work or fight order. You had Ty Cobb and Christy Mathewson, who never really saw action in the First World War. And then you had Pete Alexander, who actually fought on the front lines and came home shell-shocked. Of course, what happened to Mathewson during a training exercise would take his life just 4 years after the end of the Great War. But yeah, I would say 1918. All right. Have fun with it, Bernard. Have fun with it. 1918 is a fun season. All right, leading off here is Steve Brody. Now they're looking for him to bunt, but Brody likes to swing away here. So last time he flied to deep left center, but Chance and Steinfeld playing in at first and third respectively. Carl Lundgren winds and deals the 1-0 delivery, and this one line to right field, base hit. Schulte up with it. Big cheer going up for the Baltimore faithful, and Steve Brody is on. So you're gonna get bit when sometimes when you're playing somebody to bunt. Brody with good wheels, 42 steals. Jennings walked back in the second. See if he has a good eye up there against Carl Lundgren now. Lundgren checks the speedy Brody at first. The throw across, Brody dives. And Frank Chance is a very, very quick tag at first, but Brody able to get his hand in. Gets up, dusts off half the infield. Ready to go again. Lundgren brings, there goes Brody. The hit and run was on. Evers' only play will be to Chance, and they do just nip. Jennings, sorry Clinton, I missed that. So, as it turned out, looks like the hit and run would have done the same thing anyhow, as Brody was off to the races. Yeah, and then 1919 started late as they waited for players to come back. And, of course, the other big thing that happened in 1919, as we know, the Spanish flu. Not to diminish the other thing that we just went through. YouTube doesn't allow you to say the word. But in terms of casualties, dwarfed what we just went through the last couple years. So. All right. Clinton, I'm going to have to keep watching there. The one hand will do. I got to keep looking over there. All right. Steve Brody in scoring position. And that brings up Wilbert Robinson, who grounded to third back in the second. Remember, Clinton, we do have a 6-second delay. But we're doing fine so far. Lundgren deals the 2-1 pitch. Robinson swings. 2-hopper to short. Sully Hoffman will go to Frank Chance. And they do just get Wilbert Robinson. Brody remains at second, 2 down. And Clinton says he has a bench coach with him. Welcome in, midlife crisis. Good to see you. Guys, just a quick reminder, and then we'll continue with the game. Big Clue is still waiting. If you have the link to the McGreevy League, anybody that's in the McGreevy Discord, I should say, there's a place to sign up for Shanks on there. So if you're interested, sign up. Sign up, sign up, sign up. Again, it's just going to be one night of a draft, and then one night where we're just going to have fun and sim out the season. I don't know who's going to be hosting that. Steve Tate seems to be very busy with basketball. Probably MV, me, or Steve Tate. One of the three of us will be doing it. So, hope to get some guys on mic. Let's have some fun. Good old bench jockeying and talk about the current season as things are playing out. Whatever we want. It'll be a fun night. So, it's going to take 2 nights of your time. All right. Here's Heine Reeds. He's 1-for-1. Any questions? Big Clue will have most of the answers for you. So Heine Reeds tripled back in the third. Steve Brody leads off second. Lundgren checks the runner and deals. Fastball swung on. Ground ball to first. And gloving it is Frank Chance. He'll take it to the bag for the final out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played 4. And Baltimore still holding on to a 2-1 lead. As Frank Chance will lead things off for Chicago. The peerless leader, player-manager of this team, flied to very deep right center and grounded to first. Midlife Crisis says, good to be here. Was lurking for a little while as his wife was calling him. Going to sleep to the dulcet tones of Beatles Eternally. Good Lord. Good Lord, man. Put in earplugs. It'll be better. Listen to Sinead O'Connor. May her memory be eternal. People are shocked. My goodness, an Orthodox Catholic saying that. She was an immensely talented singer, and I think people misunderstood her whole thing with the Patriarch of Rome, and I thought she made a great point. Anyhow, very, very sad. Also, Randy Meisner, founder of the Poco? and also one of the founding members of the Eagles. May his memory be eternal. So that was some. They come in threes. So Sinead O'Connor, Randy Meisner. Now, you guys think Clinton says that his wife and he talked about Sinead O'Connor. We think she may have heard the voices. Well, she had a beautiful voice. Um, One of the most beautiful songs that Sinead O'Connor did was called "A Rebel Song," and you guys should hear it. It's called "This Is a Rebel Song." Trust me, it's an amazing song, and it has to do with relations between the Irish and the English, and it's a beautiful song. It's called "This Is a Rebel Song" by Sinead O'Connor. All right, McMahon deals now. Frank Chance swinging on the first pitch, gets a bunt down, and pouncing on his Wilbert Robinson, he fires it down, and Dan Bruthers drops the ball. So bad throw by Robinson, trying to rush out of the box with that one, score that one E2, and these teams are now tied in errors, and it's dangerous to have Frank Chance aboard. Tying run on, Chance with 35 steals in 1907. Jimmy Sheckard, nothing for 2. Jimmy last time flied to deep center. Sadie McMahon throws over Chance, dives back, and just in time. Chance once again leading off first. Clinton calling for the pitch out. McMahon deals. Pitch out, and Chance is not moving a muscle. So the count 1 ball, no strikes on Jimmy Sheckard. Sheckard steps out of the box for a minute. Now back in. And the 1-0 pitch. Sheckard gets the bunt down. Bruthers rushes in, grabs it, fires on to Heine Reitz, covering, and that's 1 out, and the Peerless leader moves into scoring position. So Chicago with the tying run out there at second for Wildfire Schulte, who lined a single back in the third. Chance leads off second. McMahon checks the runner. The 2-2 pitch coming home. Schulte swings. Base hit, right field. This will go for extra bases. Wee Willie Keeler making chase in right field. Chance will come around and score on this play. And Schulte picks up the RBI double. Schulte could be going for 3. The throw hits cutoff man Heine Reitz. The Reitz's throw to McGraw, not in time. And it's an RBI triple by Wildfire Schulte. And the Chicago Cubs tie it up here in the top of the 5th. We are knotted at 2. All right, now, with 1 away, Johnny Kling will step in. The catcher walked his last time up, so he's 0 for 1. McMahon out of the stretch in the 0-1 to Kling. Fastball, this one shot up the middle, base hit. Kling, tearing for second, slides, and he is safe. RBI triple for Johnny Kling, and Chicago back on top now, 3-2, as Clinton is going really, really fast with she was bipolar, pitch out, and then infield in. So are we playing infield in with a runner on second and 1 out? Or was that the last play? It's this damn lag, Clinton. So I'll wait and see what you want to do here. Okay, so we're going to swing away. Or we're going to normal defense, I should say. Dwayne Martz, welcome in. Dwayne Martz didn't get a chance to catch his game either. Work's been driving me crazy. 1961 game earlier. Doing a great job. Focusing a lot on the Yankees and Braves. And doing that with APA and Digital Diamond Baseball. Game 1 of this World Series, Chicago leading 3-2. It's been a back and forth affair so far. So good to see Dwayne Martz in here. Excellent channel. Please subscribe, along with Legend Sports Universe and all our content creators here. All right. And support each other, too, even in your offline projects. That's why we have a Discord. Talk about them. Have fun, guys. All right, Sadie McMahon deals to Jimmy Slego now, who's 0 for 1. Here's the 1-0 fastball. Base hit right field. Keeler up with it. Kling rounds third, and they're going to hold Kling right there. So Sadie McMahon in a little bit of trouble here as Sully Hoffman comes to the plate now. Sully's 1 for 2, singled back in the second. Yeah, Sports Time Machine just had a game. Yeah, as I started broadcasting, I saw he was. I'm like, damn it. It was too late, though. So I have so many baseball games to catch on. Dwayne's, Legend Sports Universe. I missed RGO Network earlier. Tons of baseball going on. And Legend's going to do a game tonight. I don't know if Dwayne's going to do one, hopefully. All right. Or do another. Why not? Runners at first and third, one down. McMahon needs a double play right here. Cubs are seeing McMahon now pretty well. McMahon from the stretch in the 0-2 to Solly Hoffman. Curveball, base hit, right field. RBI coming in to score is Johnny Kling. Wee Willie Keeler up with it, fires it into Heine Reeds. 2 on and still only 1 out. He says, don't want to give Sports Time Machine's game away, but a night to remember. This one, a 1978 game that Mike did on Stratomatic. Schlegel at second. Hoffman at first, 1 down. Steinfeld singled his last time up. McMahon brings it, the 1-1 pitch to Harry Steinfeld. Fastball to shallow right. Wee Willie Keeler has it in his sight and makes the catch. And with Keeler's arm, nobody's going to advance. So the runners hold. 2 down. Schlegel started for third and looked back and saw it was Willie that caught the ball. Johnny Evers has himself an RBI. That was back in the first. RBI single scoring Solly Hoffman. And then he grounded out in the fourth. The crowd waits for Sadie McMahon's delivery. Here's the 0-1. Curveball, and this one. Oh, we got to look at the replay in this. This is one of the strange things. Let's see what happens here. Okay, Lundgren up next. The 0-2, this one's in the dirt, and this one gets past Robinson. So, not sure if they're going to call that a wild pitch or a pass ball. We shall see. So, the bases are loaded, 2 down with Chicago Cubs. Carl Lundgren now. Looks like it, but but according to this, it also, the ball got past Robinson. So, yep, that dropped third strike. There you go. K and an error. Or KE, so technically. If you're scoring at home. Lundgren 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. McMahon needs to get out of it here and now. The 2-1 pitch. Chopped to second. Reitz on the close play does just get Carl Lundgren. However, 2 runs, or 3, yeah? What am I saying? 3 runs on 4 hits. 1 error. They leave them sold out. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The 1907 Cubs 4 and the 1897 or 1894 Baltimore Orioles 2. It will be Sadie McMahon, Joe Kelly, and John McGraw. So they were looking for McMahon to bunt last time, and instead he picked up an RBI double, scoring Heine Reeds. Pinch hitter? Okay. All right. So, on the bench, you got Curtly Baker, Frank Bonner, Boyer Clark as righties. You got Kid Gleason as a switch hitter. And the hitter with the best hit percent chance right now is Kid Gleason. World's Worst Gamer says, scoring at home? Unfortunately, no lady will have me anymore. All right, absolutely. Thank you, Bernard. Thanks for coming in and safe driving, picking up your son. Wait, you changed your mind? You don't want Bonner? I'll wait. I will wait. Kid Gleason. All right, and then you want him to pitch, so he'll stay in to pitch. Okay. Kid Gleason will come in to pinch hit. So let's look at Gleason's numbers in this tournament, hitting 480, 460, 455 with 2 runs batted in. Oof, after staring at a screen all day and doing it now. All right, so Gleason will stay in to pitch. We already have the word from Foxy Ned Hanlon's alter ego, Clinton Parks. All right. Lundgren deals to the lefty Gleason. Gleason swings in the first pitch. Fly ball, center field, can of corn for Jimmy Schlegel out there in the center pasture. So one away for Joe Kelly. Kelly with an 0 for 2 now. Lundgren winds and deals the 2-1. Kelly swings. This one foul territory on the left-hand side. Bounces into the seats. Harry Steinfeld politely asks for the ball from the beautiful young lady in a beautiful hat there. Gives her a little kiss on the cheek and gets the ball back and throws it to Carl Lundgren. The count now even at 2-2 on Joe Kelly with the bases empty. John McGraw waits on deck. Lundgren comes home with it now. Kelly swings, base hit. This one between second and short, and Jimmy Schlegel bobbles the ball out there, so that's going to be a single and an E8. So third error for Chicago Cubs, and the tying run comes to the plate in John McGraw. Little Napoleon, 0 for 2. He was safe on a throwing error back in the third that scored Sadie McMahon. So Joe Kelly leading off second base. McGraw waits for the Lundgren delivery. Lundgren with a check of the speedy Kelly at second. Here's the pitch. McGraw swings on the first pitch. This one deflects off the mound. Johnny Evers able to get to it and firing to Frank Chance to retire John McGraw for out number 2. And getting to third on the play is Joe Kelly. And what will Dan Bruthers do? He is 0 for 2. And I see what happened in that third inning. McGraw was caught out in a rundown. And that was the coming down the line. That was that great play. All right, Lundgren from the stretch in the 1-1 pitch. Bruthers swings, base hit, right field, and in to score is Joe Kelly. Bruthers picking up the RBI single. That is the 5th hit for Baltimore, and they are down by 1. It's just 4-3. Or now it's 4-3, I should say. Wee Willie Keeler, 0 for 2. Dan Bruthers, good speed at second. Keeler has grounded out twice in this game. Kling sets. Lundgren checks the runner, throws over. Bruthers back safely. The 1-1. Keeler swings, ground ball deep to short. Hoffman will go to Johnny Evers, and that will retire the Orioles. However, a big run comes across in 2 hits, 1 error. We've played 5. It's the Chicago Cubs 4 and the Baltimore Orioles 3. Kid Gleason will stay in to pitch. All right. So Gleason as a pitcher in this playoff, a 4.99 earned run average, 3 wins, 1 losses. He's worked 30 2/3, walked 5, and struck out 7. Opponents in the tournament hitting .328 against Kid Gleason, future manager of the 1919 Black Sox. He would replace Pants Roland, who managed, I would argue, the even better 1917 White Sox. A lot of the same suspects. All right, here's Frank Chance now. Chance 0 for 3. Safe on an error back in the 5th. 4-2 your score. Gleason with the 0-2 delivery. And this one, a base hit into left field. Joe Kelly up with it. Fires it in to Huey Jennings at short to hold Chance to a single. That's base hit number 9 for the Chicago Cubs as Jimmy Sheckard strides to the plate. Jimmy is 0 for 2 in this game. And a sacrifice. Chance an aggressive lead off first. Gleason with a check of the runner. Throws over. Frank Chance dives back ahead of Dan Bruthers' tag. Robinson sets. Gleason deals. Sheckard gets the bunt down. That's a good one. Bruthers can only go to Heine Reeds covering at first. So sacrifice successful. Frank Chance moves into scoring position for Wildfire Schulte. Having a hell of a day. He singled in a third. And an RBI triple that scored Frank Chance back in the 5th. Gleason checks the speedy Chance. Looking over his right shoulder. Peers in. Has the sign from Wilbert Robinson. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Schulte takes his fastball, base hit left field. Joe Kelly up with it. Frank Chance is rounding third. Here's the throw to the plate, not in time. Frank Chance is run number 5, so the Cubs adding a little cushion to this lead. It's now 5-3. Still 1 out. Schulte at first. Again, one of the slower Chicago Cubs in 1907 only had 7 steals. Johnny Kling is 1 for 2. His last time RBI double scored. Wildfire. Gleason deals the 1-0. Changeup swung on. This one line to first. Dan Bruthers has it. And Schulte just does get back. They almost double him off. So 2 down. Great play by Dan Bruthers at first. Jimmy Schlegel, 1 for 2. The center fielder last time singled. Gleason comes home with it, the 0-1. Schlegel swings, base hit. This one line to center. Right past Heine Reeds, who gamely tried to get to that ball, but just under the webbing. So 2-1 for the Cubs, 2 out. Schulte at second, Schlegel at first. Sully Hoffman, 2 for 3. Hope to see Joe Tinker at some point in this series. I'm sure we will. RBI single scoring Johnny Kling back in the 5th for Sully Hoffman. Kid Gleason deals the 0-2 to Hoffman. Hoffman swings, base hit center field, and Joe Kelly and Steve Brody converging. Here's the throw to the plate by Brody, not in time. The throw gets away from Wilbert Robinson. Robertson able to recover to keep Schlegel at second, and Hoffman, or at third, and Hoffman moves to second. Chicago opening it up here now to 6-3 here in this game 1, best of 7. 2 in scoring position, Schlegel at third, Hoffman at second for Harry Steinfeld, and Kid Gleason getting touched up here a little bit. That's 12 hits now for the Chicago Cubs. Steinfeld, 1 for 3. A single, he's flied out and grounded to short. Gleason from the stretch in the 2-1 to Steinfeld. Steinfeld chops this one to short. Jennings coming in quickly on that ball. Quick throw, but they do not get Steinfeld. Steinfeld picks up the RBI single. Into score is Jimmy Schlegel, and the 1907 Cubs looks like they're returning to their dominant ways throughout this tournament. They are now leading 7-3. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and the Cubs just keeping this onslaught going. Evers 1 for 3 with a pair of RBI. Gleason deals the 0-1. Fastball swung on, base hit, and Wee Willie Keeler up with it in to score. As Sully Hoffman going for 3 is Steinfeld. Here's the tag, and great play by Schulte to get the runner, and that does it. What a crazy inning. 4 Chicago runs come across. It is 8-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th. And it will be Steve Brody, Huey Jennings, and Wilbert Robinson. The Orioles have a lot of work to do. First 2 here at their home park. And then we will go to Westside Park for the middle 3. Steve Brody 1 for 2, singled back in the 4th. Carl Lundgren right now enjoying a 5-run lead. Lundgren deals the 2-0 to Brody. Brody chops this one to first. Frank Chance, plenty of time, waves off Lundgren. And Mr. Brody will take a seat. Good crowd here today, so the players actually having to sit out on the field as the dugout is being used for spectator seating as well. Huey Jennings is nothing for 1 and a walk. Lundgren brings it to 3-1. And Jennings looks at ball 4. As Clinton says, well, this game got out of hand. It sure did. But I don't count anybody out. All right, Jennings with excellent speed on first. 37 steals in 1894 for Clinton Parks and Ned Hanlon. Wilbert Robinson, nothing for 2. He has grounded out twice. So, good chance for a double play here. Robinson has grounded into 3 double plays in this tournament. Lundgren checks Jennings. The 0-2 delivery. Fastball swung on, grounded to short. Hoffman to Evers to Chance, and that does it. So Robinson grounds into his 4th double play of the tournament, and that ends the inning. We go to the seventh. It's still 8-3. Kid Gleason on a relief, so he's worked an inning, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. We'll check Lundgren's line when we get to the bottom of the seventh. And who's leading it off? Carl Lundgren, 0 for 3, is grounded out 3 times. Here's Kid Gleason's pitch. First pitch swinging. Lundgren sends this to center field. Pretty deep, but Steve Brody able to get back and glove it for out number 1. Back at the top of the West Side order now for Frank Chance. Chance 1 for 4, singled back in the 6th. Kid Gleason winds, and the 1-0 pitch, spitball. This one's sent to left center. Brody back, and makes the catch in one of the deeper parts here of the ballpark. So 2 down, 2 excellent plays by Steve Brody here in center field for the Baltimore Orioles. And here comes Jimmy Sheckard. Yeah, they're not as sad without Joe Tinker. Isn't that true, right? Something weird about Hoffman to Evers to Chance. All right, Sheckard bats with 2 down. He has sacrificed twice in this game. Nobody has sacrificed now. So Jimmy would like to contribute here a little bit more than that as the 1-1 comes in. Sheckard does exactly that. Ground ball, base hit between first and second. Keeler up with it, and Jimmy Sheckard is aboard. 31 steals in 1907. Wildfire Schulte is indeed on fire. 3 hits today. And add that to a pair of RBI, scoring Frank Chance in the 5th and the 6th. Sheckard leads off first, 2 down. Gleason deals the 1-1 to Schulte. Schulte swings, this one line to left, and that will retire the side. 7th inning stretch times, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. It is still 8-3. All right, singing along to a song who, for the 1894 Baltimore Orioles, haven't been written yet, and for the 1907 Chicago Cubs, hadn't heard it yet. All right, now let's look at Carl Lundgren's pitching line. So he's worked 6 innings thus far, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 2 walks. So starting pitcher Sadie McMahon getting the hook. Heine Reitz will lead it off here, followed by Kid Gleason, who came in to pinch hit. And then back at the top of the order, and Joe Kelly. So Reitz has grounded out twice. I'm sorry, tripled and grounded to first. I'm sorry. Lundgren deals the 3-1 delivery. Reitz on the 3-1 pitch, taking that fastball all the way. This one missing down low. Infield looking bunt now from Kid Gleason. We will pause here and see if Kid Gleason will be allowed to hit. Wait for word from the dugout. In the meantime, Chicago Cubs scoring 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th, and 4 in the 6th. The Baltimore Orioles 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th. And remember, for those of you that play Action PC Baseball, you can hover over any inning and see exactly what happened. I love that. All right, I'm seeing nothing from the Baltimore bench, so we're assuming that Kid Gleason is batting. Infield looking bunt, Lundgren deals. Fastball, and Gleason, a little chopper down the first base line, swinging a little drag bunt action. Chance races him to the bag and wins the Loving Cup. So 1 down, and moving to second is Heine Reitz. So a successful sacrifice nonetheless. Back at the top of the order for Joe Kelly. Kelly 1 for 3 with a single. Reitz leads off second. Lundgren with the 0-1. Joe Kelly swings on this curve, base hit, left field. Jimmy Sheckard up with it. Heine Reitz rounds third and comes home to score. So an RBI single for Joe Kelly, and Baltimore now within 4 runs. It is 8-4. No lead has been safe in this. Joe Kelly, excellent speed at first, and here's John McGraw. Little Napoleon is 1 for 3. Safe in a throwing error back in the third, scoring Sadie McMahon, who has since left the premises. Lundgren throws over Kelly, back easily. Lundgren once more the check of the runner. Here's the deal to John McGraw. The 2-1 fastball. This one chopped to short. Hoffman will race Kelly to the bag for out number 2. So John McGraw on the fielder's choice, 2 down for Big Dan Baruthers. RBI back in the 5th. It was a single scoring Joe Kelly. And as one of my kiddies is sitting here, as one of them always does when I'm doing a baseball game. Lundgren deals to Baruthers. Here's the 1-1. Baruthers takes this curveball, easy chopper down the first base line. Frank Chance will take it to the bag himself. So Baltimore picks up a run on 1 hit. There were no errors, 1 left. We've played 7, and it's the Cubs 8, the Orioles 4. Game 1 of this best-of-7 World Series. Kid Gleason looking strong out there on the mound. Did come in on short rest. Johnny Kling is 1 for 3. He'll lead it off for the Cubbies. RBI back in the 5th. Gleason brings it now. The 3-0 to Johnny Kling. Curveball, and this one missing outside and high. So Johnny Kling aboard. 9 steals in 1907. Jimmy Schlegel having a good day. He is 2 for 3. Kling leads off first. Gleason deals the 2-1. Schlegel swings. Hard ground ball to short. Jennings to Reitz to Baruthers. And so the twin killing, and just like that, base is empty now for Sully Hoffman. And it's a good thing, too. Hoffman with 3 hits today. Hoffman also with a pair of RBI. Gleason deals the 1-0. Base hit for extra bases. This one gapped to right. Keeler up with it. The strong throw to third. McGraw with the tag. And not in time. Hoffman with a triple. So potential 9th run 90 feet away for the 1907 Cubs as third baseman Harry Steinfeld steps in. He has a 2 for 4 today. RBI single in the infield in the 6th, scoring Jimmy Schlegel. Kid Gleason from the stretch in the 0-2. Steinfeld swings, base hit up the middle. This one splitting Reitz and Jennings. And in to score Sully Hoffman. The Cubs now leading at 9-4. 17 hits for the Chicago Cubs. 1 on, 2 down, 1 in. Johnny Evers, 2 for 4. Gleason deals. Full count to Evers. Spitball. This one sent to center field. Steve Brody will make camp under it and make the catch. However, Chicago run scores 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The 1907 Cubs 9. The 1894 Orioles 4. Wee Willie Keeler, Steve Brody, and Huey Jennings do up the 4, 5, 6 hitters for. Yeah, these Cubs have been. They've been nothing short, Dwayne, of dominant in this entire tournament. These Cubs have been so tough. Christopher Slovak, welcome to the ballpark. He says, hey, Beatles, I have an incredible baseball project he's going to be doing around 10th August. So as the Creator Cup playoffs are right. You see the baseball project, it will blow you away. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Can you give me, are you going to be doing it out of the park? Baseball? Just curious. You don't need to divulge details. I was just curious if this is going to be a project in out of the park. Loving when people do out of the park stuff. Love it, love it, love it. As I'll be working with out of the park, not only in the 1934 season replay I'm doing, but also the 19th century dead ball sort of thing putting together. Baseball project I cannot even fathom. All right, now you've got my curiosity piqued. and it will literally blow me away. All right, looking forward. Looking forward. Check out that great channel, Christopher Slovic. At least the one we do know of is that we're into the postseason now, playoffs, in the Creators Cup 2. And again, I say to everybody, if you want a master class and how to set up a tournament and out of the park baseball, just check out what Christopher Slovic's done with his Creators Cup, um, the Creators Cup 1 and 2 that he's done out of the park baseball. Just amazing stuff. So looking forward to it, Christopher. You can name it after me. Uh-oh. Now, you want viewers. Maybe you better not name it after me. You want viewers. Thank you, my friend. That's nice, though. Willie Keeler is nothing for 3. He's grounded out 3 times, and Keeler is so key to this Baltimore team. Not getting it done tonight, however. Lundgren deals the 0-2. Keeler swings, grounder back to the mound. Lundgren fielding it just off the left side of the bump. And that will retire Wee Willie. So that time he hit it where somebody was. Steve Brody 1 for 3. He's been flashing the leather out there in center field for Baltimore. Ken Keith said, how about the piece I sent you today? Oh my God. So yeah. So cousin Ken Castro sent me a message today. Cards and dice. Oh my God. So here we are, like, on our digital baseball, and we are, we slog through these projects thinking, wow, it's a lot of hard work doing a season replay or doing these big tournaments and, Ned McGreevy League and Shanks. But what this dude did, over 2,600 games. It's insane. Aaron Reed says, let me hear you good and loud. Is this that far back? Shouldn't be. Nope. Okay, so for Aaron Reed, the 7th inning stretch just came in. Chris telling Dwayne Martz that he really loves this project. Also, yep, and also I keep forgetting, do subscribe to Aaron Reed's channel. Big fan of both Baseball for Windows and Action PC. And also in his channel, on his Twitch channel, you get to see some older baseball games too. In 1 year, yes, 1 year, 2,600 cards and dice games. I mean, that is dedication with a touch of insanity. His name isn't J. Henry Waugh, is he? I mean, but really, I can't imagine 2,600 games of playing digital baseball, let alone, cards and dice. The dude is wealthy. The dude is retired. It's got to be something. Wow. That just blows my mind. Blows my mind. I don't know that I don't think I've played 2,600 digital baseball games ever since I've been playing digital baseball. I really don't. Using replay baseball. All right, 1 out. Here's the delivery to Steve Brody, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, Brody, base hit right field. And that's number 7 for the Baltimore Orioles with 1 down. And here comes Huey Jennings. Huey Jennings has walked twice and grounded out. Steve Brody leads off first. Lundgren deals. Jennings swings first pitch. Grounder to Evers. Evers will go to Chance. And they do just get Huey Jennings. Brody, with good speed, makes it into scoring position. So here comes Wilbert Robinson now batting with 2 down and 1 on. Robinson grounded into a double play back in the 6th his last time up. 2,600 games. Christopher Slovic asking cousin Ken Castro, have you ever simulated an entire season? If you did, any surprises? And Ken says he simulated a few over the years, always a few surprises in the final stats, of course. As Dwayne says, he knows he hasn't played 2,000 games of APBA in his life, and this guy does 2,600 in a year. That's more props to him. You know what? I hope he does 3,000 next time around. That's just, talk about love of the game. And that means he didn't have time. Oh, and Big Clue sent me a wonderful message too about I don't Big Clue. I don't know if you're still in here or not, but oh, I can't look at the YouTube link right now while I'm broadcasting, but I have a way around that. Give me a second, guys. I have to copy the link out of the stream over here, which is really, really stupid. It is what it is. I have to hear myself talk, which really sucks. Stream over here, which is really, really stupid. It is what it is. I have to hear myself talk.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, it's good to be back with you once again.
Oh, I follow this guy, Baseball Replay Journal. Yeah, I like his stuff. I definitely like his stuff. Does a lot of stuff with Diamond Mine Baseball. This guy's pretty good. All right, I will definitely check that out. Thank you, Cousin Ken, for that link. I'd like to get him around with our hanging out with us, man. It'd be great. Very opinionated, but I like that. Wilbert Robinson now batting with 2 down, and Robbie again has grounded out 3 times, and the last time in a double play. Lundgren deals the 0-2 delivery. Fastball, and this one a clean base hit to right. And Schulte coming up with that ball, but not before Steve Brody can come in to score. So Robinson picking up the RBI, and it's now 9-5. So Baltimore trying to chip away with 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Heine Reitz walked back in the 7th. Wilbert Robinson, believe it or not, 12 steals in 1894. One of the slower Orioles, but still pilfered 12. Lundgren comes home with it, the 1-2. And Reitz cut and a miss. We go to the 9th. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. And it's Chicago 9, Baltimore 5. Kid Gleason will face Carl Lundgren, Frank Chance, and Jimmy Sheckard. Aaron, we will do a game Friday night. If it's a doubleheader, one of the games will be a more modern game, so you can come in and do some color. How's that sound? Well, it'll be a Reds game. Don't know what it is. I'll set something up. How's that sound? We'll do an exhibition game with the 1990 Reds. Probably an out-of-the-park baseball. So you can do color. It'll be a lot of fun. Carl Lundgren, nothing for 4. So Kid Gleason, let's see. He's starting to look a little bit tired. He's pitching on short rest. We may have to go to the pen. All right. So Kid Gleason to deal now. The 0-1 to Lundgren. Curveball. Lundgren fouls this in third base territory, giving chase is John McGraw. This one will make the seats. Count 0-2. McGraw cannot cajole the fan to return the ball. Neither can the ushers nor the policeman. We believe, yes, we've heard up here now by ticker tape that it is MV. MV is being escorted now from the Baltimore Ball Orchard, once again causing trouble. And we got to go to the pen. Kid Gleason is out o' gas. And I don't know where Clinton is, so I'm going to have to make a decision here. Well, yeah, he was thrown out in Detroit, causing a disturbance in center field with a beach ball during the Howie Shanks League. I think we're going to have to go with Duke Esper. It's either going to be Esper, Hawk, or Tony Mullane. I think we're going to go with, not to really give a damn about platooning. We're going by the numbers here, and Duke Esper has the best numbers, so he's coming in. Kid Gleason is out. So let's look at, oh, what a cool looking dude that is, huh? Duke Esper. Let's look at his line. A 2.70 under an average in this KCCL, 3 1/3 innings pitched, a walk and 3 strikeouts. All right. And here is the 0-2 delivery. Lundgren swings, and this one, foul territory in the left-hand side. Joe Kelly, being the charming Irishman he is, gets the ball back and fires it to Duke Esper. The count 0-2 is Lundgren back in the box. Here it comes. Lundgren ripping a miss. Robinson almost dropped that ball, hung on. So one down. Christopher says, have you ever thought about doing a Japanese season because the baseball reminds me a ton of dead ball era? I don't know a lot about Japanese baseball, but I think it would be fun for somebody who knows more about it to do it. Aaron Reed letting everybody know he's doing a 1942 replay in Baseball for Windows just for the heck of it. The Cardinals won over 100 games and lost only 18. And 1942 Cardinals were tough, man. You had Stan Musial on there. And excellent team, those 1942 Redbirds. Cardinals just, maybe not so much this year, but great, great team, great franchise. If you're a Cardinals fan, be proud. I know Cubs fans don't want to hear that, but there you go. All right, if you're a Cubs fan, be proud. Esper deals the 3-2 pitch, and Frank Chance lays off on that full count. This one missing outside. If you're a Milwaukee Brewers fan, well, I don't know, stay out of the heat or something. Anyhow, Jimmy Sheckard, 1 for 3. Chance leads off first. Esper checks the runner, the 3-1 delivery. Sheckard swings, fouls this one behind the plate. Robinson racing back. Will he have enough room? Out of play. Count holds at 3-2. Esper brings it to Sheckard. Sheckard cuts on this, straightens it out. Reitz will eat the ball and drop the ball. Costly error. That's an E4. 1 out. Frank Chance at second. Jimmy Sheckard at first. Wildfire Schulte, 3 for 5. Esper needs to get it done. The 1-2 pitch. Schulte swings, base hit. Left field. Joe Kelly up with the ball. Comes up a throw-in, but not in time to get Frank Chance. So pick up an RBI for Wildfire Schulte, who's having a great day. Chicago Cubs now in double digits in runs. It is now 10-5. 2-1, 1 out. Sheckard at second. Schulte at first, and I guess the Baltimore manager left back in the 6th inning. So there you go. All right, Johnny Kling walked back in the 8th. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Duke Esper deals. Kling swings in the first pitch. Base hit right field. Keeler up with it. Rounding third is Jimmy Sheckard, but they're going to hold him at third. So the Cubs have him sold out now. Jimmy Schlegel, 2 for 4. Jimmy last time grounded into a double play. So Sheckard at third, Schulte at second, Johnny Kling at first for the West Siders. Duke Esper works out of the stretch in the 0-2, and this one chopped to short. Jennings to Reitz to Bruthers for the big inning-ending double play. However, another run crosses for the 1907 Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's the Cubs 10 and the Orioles 5. Let's look at the line on these teams. For the 1907 Cubs, 10 runs, 19 hits, 3 errors, and they've stranded 13. For the Baltimore Orioles, 5 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors, they've stranded 6. Esper is done. I'm going to let the AI manage, though. Let's see what they do. Dwayne March says the Cubs may want to save some of these runs for some of the games coming up. Yeah, I mean, don't count these Orioles out. Again, they beat some tough teams. And they had to start from round 1. The Cubs got a bye in round 1. Lundgren deals the 1-2. They're going to let Esper bat. Fastball chopped behind the plate, or foul behind the plate. Johnny Kling tosses aside the mask and makes the catch. 1 out. Back at the top of the order now for Joe Kelly. 2 for 4 in an apparent losing cause. He has singled his last 2 times up. Lundgren deals the 2-0. Joe Kelly swings, and this one a rope into center field. That'll go down. Jimmy Schlegel playing it on the hop. Joe Kelly on at first. John McGraw, nothing for 4. Grounded out 4 times. Kling out to have a word with Lundgren. Here's the delivery. The 1-0 to John McGraw. Curveball, and this one bounced to Steinfeld, to Evers, to Chance, and that is your ball game. Mercifully, this one is over. Let us do our recap, and then we will make like shepherds and get the flock out of here. For the Chicago Cubs of 1907, 10 runs, 19 hits, 3 errors. For the 1894 Baltimore Orioles, 5 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors. Carl Lundgren gets the win. He goes to 3-1 in this tournament. Sadie McMahon takes the loss. He drops to 2-3 for the victorious Chicago Cubs. Sully Hoffman goes 4 for 5 with 2 runs batted in. Frank Wildfire Schulte 4 for 5 with 3 batted in. Johnny Kling 2 for 4 with a double and 2 walks. For the Baltimore Orioles, Joe Kelly went 3 for 5. Heine Reeds went 1 for 3, and a triple. All right, let's look at pitching here. Lundgren goes 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, walked 3, struck out 1, and an ERA of 3.34 now in this tournament. Sadie McMahon went 5 and got the hook. 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, walked 2, struck out 1, a 5.80 earned run average for him now. Kid Gleason worked 3 in relief, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned, and walked 1. So that's not nice. A 5.88 run average. He faced 17 batters in that little fiasco. Duke Esper came on, worked an inning in relief, walked 1, and struck out 1. Let's go to our miscellaneous here. Not much to talk about, only 1 stolen base by John McGraw. Johnny Evers was caught stealing. Wee Willie Keeler with an outfield assist. Chicago stranded 13, Baltimore left 6. So Chicago stranded 13 and still wins this one 10-5. MVP of the game is Frank Schulte. Definitely deserving of that. Whew. So there we go. And we get back to our little playoff bracket. And the Cubs leading 1-0. Legend says Baltimore will bounce back. So Legends, what's going on? Do you have a game coming up? What's going on? As this one is, as Ernie Harwell says, in the books. Is in the books. So everybody doing replays from all kinds of years. Bernard Strum doing 1912 and 1950. Aaron doing 1942. I'm doing 1934. Robbie is in year 4 of 1908. And then plus all the What If projects and things like that. And Christopher Slovic. Legend Sports Universe. Okay, so Legend says, guys, he will be on between 11:15 and 11:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Don't miss it. Tonight is American League Division Series Game 5. It is going to be the Red Sox and the Indians from Fenway. Let's go, Cleveland. Yep, fourth year of 1908. I know, Ken, right? So tonight is going to be Bill Mambo Kett against Sudden Sam McDowell. Christopher telling Legends also. He says he has a baseball project coming up in a few days. It'll blow you away. He guarantees you've never seen it. He'll give you all the info if you're interested. I know I'm interested, so definitely. Wow, guys, thank you for coming in for Deadball 19th Century Baseball. 11 people hanging out for a little while. So that's always gratifying. Make sure to check out Sports Time Machine. My apologies, Mike. As I started broadcasting, I saw you were, and sometimes that happens, so I'll definitely catch your game. We hear it's a great one. Dwayne not spoiling anything, so we have a Legend Sports Universe coming up. I like the Red Sox, but I'm rooting for the Indians in this one, because damn it. But those A's, oof. Those Oakland A's are scary in the Franchise Stars Baseball League. Just a scary team. I know Legends has been saying smart money A's Giants. Smartest money says A's go all the way. They're just ridiculous. Yeah. Legend Sports Universe is not given to hyperbole. In fact, he's understating. He says they're really good. They're a juggernaut. And yes, so are the Giants. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that either Cleveland or Boston has what it takes. Mike, I am so sorry that we ended up broadcasting at the same time. Just as I started mine, I checked YouTube and saw you were broadcasting too. So I'll catch you on the flip side on that, along with Legends and Dwayne. I'll be watching baseball all damn night. Whew. 3 100 win teams, says Legends. The A's have 111 wins, the Giants 109, and Boston 105. New York Yankees, who aren't even in, right? They're not even in the postseason. They won 99. So, whew. Tough league. And Legends, just a quick question for you. You were talking about after your World Series and everything. How long of a break? Hopefully, you're not going to take like a 2 month break like Robert does. Hopefully, we'll get, like, you'll be pretty quick getting back to it. Yeah, the Angels beat the Yankees in the wild card game. I know. I heard Dwayne didn't spoil, so don't say anything about it, Mike. But he said it was a great game. So we will. He said what a great game it was. So that'll be something for me to do after Legends game probably or tomorrow, whichever. So just 2 to 3 weeks. That's good. That's good. So I mean, I'll stop in when you're doing lesser sports to drop a like, but looking forward to more baseball. Looking forward to more baseball. I'm glad you played in the off season. I still played in the off season, and we got to get Bernard to play in the off season too, because he's got all these projects going on. So we keep Bernard rolling through F ball and all that. So I need to find this thing for you guys. It cracked me up. This is from Big Clue. It's something he sent me in the Discord, and I just, it was hilarious. Got to share it with you guys. Gots to share it. Gots to share it. All right. So he said that this was yesterday that he sent this to me. He said he was on his lunch break and he's tuning into MLB Now and MLB Network, the quote unquote the show for the thinking fan. He says, I joke often. Too bad most of their guests are non-thinking persons and talk about timely. They have a brief interview with Christopher Mad Dog Russo, who embodies more non-thinking base. Yeah, and a single individual than any other public figure or name. I'm not a fan of Russo at all. Anyhow, Big Clue goes on to say, so towards the end of Russo's inane rambling, he asks the host, Brian Kenny, if he saw a particular play, and Kenny says, no, when was this? Russo says, it was on ESPN the other day. Kenny says, I don't watch that network because every time I look up, they're talking about F-ball. Why would anybody care about that? Yep, Brian Kenny, you just got yourself a huge fan here. So wanted to share that for those of us who don't have a lot of love for that other game. Russo's great if you take him for fun, not analysis. I mean, yeah. I've never taken Russo seriously. I never will take Russo seriously. So Dwayne giving out some nice words, talking about what a great game it was. Looking forward to it. So anyhow, guys, we got Legends coming up here really soon, anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes or so. So don't want to keep you guys. Please tune in. You're really in for a treat. Legends calls a great game, whether he does it live or does it as a premiere. All good stuff. And with that said, we're going to close this one down. So thank you ever so much to Dwayne Mart's YouTube network. Please subscribe to that channel, to Sports Time Machine. Subscribe to that channel and catch this great game. Legend Sports Universe coming up between 11:15 and 11:30 on a YouTube channel near you. You're most welcome, Legends. Christopher Slovic, apparently some big baseball doing is going to be coming up on his channel. In addition, pardon me, to his Creators Cup series, Creators Cup 2 series, which is amazing. Cousin Ken Castro, the heart and soul of this channel, thank you. Aaron Reed, the man of 1,000 voices. Thank you, Aaron. We're going to have Aaron on hopefully Friday night for some color commentary. I'll rig up a 1990 Reds game against somebody. We'll see. Maybe we'll replay like the NLCS. That don't want to replay the NLCS. That hurts. We'll replay the World Series or Game 1 or something. I don't know. Anyhow, we will have Aaron Reed on, and everybody misses him. Thank you, Clinton Parks, for coming in. Bernard Strom had to go pick up his son. Please check out Bernard Strom Sports Replays. He's talking about his big to-do list now. He says for the rest of his life is to correct Red Sox seasons. So he's going to be doing a lot of Red Sox replays coming up. So check it out. Bernard's really fun. Midlife Crisis was in with us tonight for a while. Thank you, thank you. Bernard's going to be starting a 1918 Red Sox replay. The dead ball bug has bitten for sure. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Samuel Smith hung out for a little while. Thank you, Samuel. Samuel, we're a big fan of the era of baseball that I do in this channel. John DFW and Big Clue. Tonight, first in the ballpark, John DFW, and he wins the Robbie Wartburg bobblehead doll for tonight. Ken Castro coming up. He says on App of Bats. So, guys, again, that's the pre-expansion set that's absolutely brilliant. It's Iron Man Joe McGinnity versus Clark Griffith tomorrow. So that will be cool. Cousin Ken, keep us up with what's going on. I do a game tomorrow night. I will be more mindful if Mike is broadcasting or whomever's broadcasting. But again, during work weeks, games will be a little earlier. That's why this came on as early as it did tonight. This is usually about the time I start. All right, guys. Thank you, one and all. Legend Sports Universe coming up. Mumblecat versus McDowell. Red Sox, Indians, ALDS. Game 5. Franchise Sports Baseball League done on MLB The Show 22. All the ratings and everything done by Legend Sports Universe. This wasn't just some roster he downloaded somewhere. He did all the work. He is to MLB The Show what Steve Tate is to Action PC, but will somebody rescue Steve Tate from basketball? We don't know. All right, guys. Live baseball, love it, breathe it, play it, digital it, cards and dice it, do 2,600 games of it, and all those good things. And until the next time we meet, we'll see you around the batting cage. Good night, guys.